Welcome to the free training and congratulations. You made a really good decision by taking advantage of this opportunity. My name is John Clark, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to get new therapy clients consistently and grow a fully booked private practice, and how one therapist went from 5K to 15K per month. A couple things before we get started. I just want to say, if you are a therapist who has struggled to get new clients, it's okay. In fact, you're in the right place. If you've been concerned in the past that you can't succeed in private practice, you can also put those fears to rest. The truth is, some therapists want you to think that you can't get new therapy clients consistently, but it's simply not true. So I'm here to show you how to get new therapy clients consistently during this free training today. My goal for this training is simple. I want to help therapists who want to get new therapy clients consistently so that they can help more people and make more money, so that you can avoid failing in private practice or having to work an exhausting agency or nonprofit job or just any job that you don't want to work for the rest of your life. A little bit about me. This is my story and kind of how I got here. This is a picture of me in, I think, 2013, looking quite young and maybe a little bit naive as well. I had just finished graduate school and finished graduate school in Virginia, and I made the move out to San Francisco to be with my now wife. And I applied for 35 jobs in the city and was lucky to get one, working full-time at a nonprofit in San Francisco, making about $31,000 per year in the most expensive city in the country. So you can imagine this did not go very far at all, and I was under a tremendous deal of stress. In fact, ended up driving Uber on nights and weekends for a long time just to make ends meet. This was the actual place where I lived. I lived in an 8x10 kind of storage shed in the Oakland Hills for quite a while, because this is literally all I could afford. I think even this was somewhere around $900 a month or something like that. And I remember it vividly because it was also uninsulated. So it was incredibly cold at night, and I was always thinking, I can't wait to get out of this and get a real apartment in the city. But what was holding me back? Well, I didn't have enough money. So I was working full time in the nonprofit, but I was really wanting to be in private practice and kind of live that dream. So I was growing my private practice kind of on the side, nights and weekends, with no business training and very little help. Well, how does this apply to you? Well, I started by trying to get new clients kind of the old school ways, right? I quickly got really tired of networking, going to all these different events, meeting new therapists, asking them for referrals, asking them how they got clients, meeting doctors, asking them for clients, passing out business cards, all this stuff that I was trying really hard at, but just simply wasn't working. So much so that to the point where I thought about giving up on private practice altogether. Maybe you can relate to this. At some point, I started to put together a new plan for getting new clients in private practice based on what I was learning online at the time. How does this apply to you? Well, this plan was based on getting in front of people searching online for a therapist in my area right now. It was completely different from all those old school methods that I was trying with no success and a lot of frustration. I stopped doing the things that weren't working and started actually setting up systems that actually resulted in getting new clients. Then I started teaching other therapists what I had learned. I remember vividly, as soon as I started to get some traction and get new clients consistently, of course, all my therapist friends in San Francisco kind of wanted to know how I did it. So I would say, yep, if you buy me a beer, I'll show you how. And then at some point, I was teaching small free workshops at the public library in San Francisco for any therapist who wanted to come learn. And again, that was back in 2013 when I started down this path in helping therapists. Well, I want to show you this early on because the reality is this method worked for me, but it didn't just work for me. It's worked for a lot of other people. Meredith in Houston, Texas says, I haven't even taken full advantage of all the program offers yet, and I will officially be moved from Texas to Virginia next week, and I have 12 clients booked. My ideal is no more than 15 to 18, so I'm feeling on top of the world right now. Another, what we call fully booked win that the therapist shared recently. She said, I just was looking at my numbers and I almost doubled my income from April to May. Pretty incredible result and incredible feeling. Another therapist shared 15 clients booked next week and still rolling. This is a therapist who actually started with 0 clients. And he says, hashtag fully booked win. Another therapist says, just returned a phone call and booked a new client for tomorrow, which means I am fully booked this week. Technically, I could fit a couple more, but this is the figure that was a stretch goal for this point. Hashtag fully booked win. Okay, this is what we're going to cover in today's training. I've got basically 3 secrets for you. The first secret, we're going to talk about the truth about niching down. Then we're going to talk about the simple math behind getting fully booked. And then we're going to talk about our 2-part system for getting new clients consistently. Let's start with the first one. Secret number 1, the truth about niching down. This is one that I feel like is a really kind of contested debate in our industry. There's a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people kind of giving orders out there as to what your niche should be or how niche down you should be. And so I want to touch on that for a minute. The reality is most therapists think I need to choose a really, really narrow niche in order to be successful in private practice. Let me tell you a quick story. This therapist, Ashley, at first, before she started our program, her niche was very, very narrow, something around kind of like holistic therapy for introverted artists, something like that. Well, that might sound good in theory because, in fact, it's really narrow. It's really niche down. But what was happening is it didn't align with what people were actually looking for. It didn't align with the needs of her market and of her community. It didn't align with the people who were coming across her online. So what we did is we simply widened her brand and her niche enough to actually start getting results. And guess what happened? She says, well, it's like the floodgates just suddenly opened. 2 months with barely anything. And it felt like it was literally out of nowhere that my phone started ringing last week. And now it's been consistent. The truth is, you just need to be niched down enough to get results. And that's really all there is to it. Your niche can be too narrow. In the case of Ashley, was too narrow. And so we have to do something about it. Your niche has to be based on what people are actually searching for. In other words, it has to be based on what people in your area actually need and want. Another example or kind of case study, Jessica's niche was too narrow in making her unhappy. So she adjusted it and it made her a lot happier and made her a lot more money. So what happened is, again, similar to Ashley, the niche was simply too narrow and the people in her area simply weren't finding her. Well, what did we do? We adjusted the niche to really fit the demands of her market, what people were looking for, and this is what happened. Her income went from roughly $5,000 a month to over $15,000 a month and beyond. So this is actually a screenshot from their metrics. You might also be thinking, I don't understand how joining Fully Booked will help me figure out my niche. Well, the truth is, again, you just need to be niche down enough to get results. And when you know the numbers behind your practice and your marketing, well, guess what? You're going to be able to know exactly whether or not your niche is the right size. Secret number 2, the simple math behind getting fully booked. Most therapists think, I'm not good at getting new clients. Most therapists think new clients just kind of randomly appear, right? We hear that a lot. It just kind of happens spontaneously. I never know how many new clients I'm going to get in a week or month. Let me share a quick story. I personally used to think that getting new clients was totally random. It's what we call hope marketing, right? Just kind of sitting back and hoping and wishing and praying that new clients will come. And when they do, we feel like, or we think it's just some kind of, miracle. I never knew when new clients would call. And as a result, I never knew how much money I was going to make each month. And I remember how stressful that was, right? Having income all over the place, all over the board. And I was on what we call the income roller coaster. Maybe you can relate. Because I didn't know how much money I was going to generate each month in terms of my revenue, well, I never knew when or how much to pay myself. And that was incredibly stressful, right? I never knew how much I could spend in my personal life that month, or when I could get that apartment that I wanted, or how much I could afford for rent, etc. And so it just created a ton of chaos in my business because I didn't know when I was going to get new clients. So I didn't know how to really trust my business. Luckily, there is some simple math behind getting fully booked, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this little illustration. So as an illustration, these are some example numbers that you might see as a result of our program. If you have 150 new website visitors a month at roughly $2 a visitor, and that's not very bad, right? And out of that 150, your website's converting at about 6%, which might sound low, but again is quite standard for a lot of therapists. Well, guess what? So if you spent that's $300. So 150 times $2 each, that's $300. Converting at 6%, well, guess what? You're getting 9 new client inquiries per month at just $33.33 per client. So that's the actual cost for you of acquiring a new client. Well, that sounds pretty good to me, right? Because most of us are making at least around $100, $150, $200 and beyond per client session. So if someone said, all you have to do is give me $33 and I'll give you $100 back. Well, that's a pretty great return, right? Or even give me $33, I'll give you $65 back. That's a really good 1 to 2 return as well, right? So I'm very, very happy with that. Simple math behind getting fully booked. There is math behind it. Okay. Most private practitioners also think, well, I'm not good with numbers, right? We're therapists. We went to school to learn how to be a therapist, not to do math or to do any of this, these fancy metrics or anything like that. The truth is, you just need to know the right numbers, okay? You need to know just a handful of numbers and the ones that are most important to actually getting fully booked. That's all there is to it. And that's exactly what we teach you. Secret number 3. Okay, our final one, our 2-part system for getting new clients consistently. So most therapists say things like, well, I don't know what to focus on in order to actually get new clients, right? And maybe you can relate to that. You're sitting down or you're at a coffee shop and you're saying, okay, I've got to work on my private practice. Well, but what am I supposed to do, right? What do I do next? What do I focus on in order to get more clients? Let me explain. Most therapists, they focus on everything other than what truly produces new clients consistently. So they focus on networking or having that open house or just posting flyers randomly, or again, begging doctors for referrals, hoping your Psychology Today profile will work, etc. Most therapists feel totally lost with their marketing. And in fact, most therapists feel like total failures at their marketing. Again, most therapists focus on everything other than these 2 things included in our 2-part system. Our 2-part system is really, really simple. It's having what we call high converting pages, and we show you exactly how to create those high converting pages, right? That means when someone lands on it, they're very, very, very likely to convert, right? Meaning they're very likely to actually get in touch, and that's what we want them to do. So we have high converting pages that really call out your prospective client. They resonate with your prospective client, and then they call them to action. And we get those pages in front of what we call hot leads. Well, what's a hot lead? It's kind of a fancy sales term for basically someone who's looking for something right now. Someone who's kind of ready to take action, ready to buy something, ready to sign up for a service, right? Ready to make an appointment, etc. That is exactly what we focus on with our 2-part system. Now, some therapists also think, well, I don't know how to do any of this stuff, right? Well, why would you? The truth is, and the good news is, we walk you through a proven process and we show you exactly what to focus on, and perhaps even more importantly, what to ignore. And we actually give you permission and we give you instructions on what to ignore. And most therapists find that extremely relieving. No randomly posting to social media, no randomly blogging or posting stuff on your Facebook page, nothing like that. Let's look at some more results again. Laurel in Vancouver said, sharing a win, 4 inquiries this week, 3 booked so far. The fourth will likely book tomorrow. It is working. This is a therapist who started totally from scratch. Monique in Frederick, Maryland said, I received an email notification that someone scheduled an appointment with me. I reached out to the client. Thanks to this program, I was beyond confident and prepared. Woohoo. Hashtag fully booked win. Hillary in Cary, North Carolina said, I'm fully booked, 4.5 months in and no insurance, part-time at 10 clients a week, but that's all I wanted with 2 little kids at home and only part-time childcare. And I feel confident that with this program, I could totally fill it to full-time capacity if I needed to. Hashtag fully booked win. Jeremy in Ventura, California said, 4 calls with 3 bookings and it's only Tuesday. Short, sweet, to the point. This was absolutely amazing news to hear. Let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying this training so far? I hope you've already gotten a lot out of it and it's about to get even more exciting. We've covered so far, again, secret number 1, the truth about niching down. We've covered the simple math behind getting fully booked. And then I've showed you about our 2-part system for getting new clients consistently. Now, my question for you is, are you ready to kind of take things to the next level? I want to introduce to you our program, Fully Booked. It's a proven system to get new clients consistently. Our program teaches you how to set up our 5-part system over the course of just 5 weeks. Time and money saved. Okay, you don't have to start from scratch, go through painful and expensive trial and error, or figure this out alone. You can get rid of the stress, the overwhelm, the trial and error, and the guessing that most therapists go through when it comes to getting new clients consistently. Let's talk about who this is not for. This is not for therapists who make excuses and complain. This is not for therapists who are stuck in what I call information gathering mode and not ready to take action. This is not for therapists who don't want to get more clients and make more money. This is not for therapists who aren't serious about growing their business. On the other hand, this is for counselors, therapists, and psychologists in private practice, whether you're just starting out or a seasoned veteran. Whether you're a solo practitioner or a group practice owner, this is a great fit for you. This is for therapists who take responsibility for the growth of their business. This is for therapists who want to, again, help more people and make more money. This is for therapists who are smart, motivated, and ready to get things done. Number 1 reason that I see why people don't get started, you might be thinking, well, I can't get started because I might join and get stuck or overwhelmed. Well, the good news about that is you can take advantage of all the amazing support that we offer when you join so that you don't get stuck or overwhelmed. You might also be thinking, I can't do this because, I'm not very tech savvy, or I don't have a huge budget or a lot of time. That's not a problem either, because again, we're going to shortcut the entire process for you as much as possible, saving you time and money and giving you help you need whenever you get stuck. Again, Fully Booked is all about helping you get new therapy clients consistently so that you can help more people and make more money without all the stress, overwhelm, and guessing. All you have to do next is book your free strategy session now. We'll hop on a call with you, and basically what we'll do is we'll try to understand where you're at right now, what's going on in your practice, what's getting in the way, where you want to be with your practice, and then how we can help you get there. It's as simple as that. So all you have to do now is click that green apply now button right below this video. Book your strategy session right now, and you'll be well on your way to getting fully booked. Again, book your free strategy session right now. All you need to do is click that big green button that says apply now. That's your next step. So go ahead and do that now.